You're watching Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. Today's show, we're going to go back to the well. We did this about a month ago. 10 quarterbacks that could start for Chicago in 2021. It's kind of a combination of the current options, the likelihood, and a little bit of my flavor of who I would like to see as the starter, but more so in terms of what I think could be most likely at this point in time. Now, we did this on January 20th, so let's see what that list looked like before we take a look this time. I had Cam at number 10, Kyle Trask at number 9, Matt Stafford at number 8, he's gone, he's a Ram. Matt Ryan, number 7, don't think that's likely at this point. Trey Lance, number 6, could be about a similar range for him, stay tuned. Top 5, Mitchell Trubisky, that's plummeted. Number 4, Nick Foles, could be similar. Deshaun Watson at 3, Jimmy Garoppolo at 2, and then I had Mac Jones as my top likelihood quarterback to start in 2021. We'll see how much the list has changed. Obviously, guys like Matt Stafford won't be on it. Maybe there's some new names in there, so stay tuned in just one moment. Fill in the blank. The Bears quarterback will be blank next season. Let's hear it from you guys. Who will be the Bears quarterback in 2021? Fill in the blank. Let me know down in the comments section. Let's start at number 10, Trubisky. I've got him still in there at number 10. There was a report recently that neither party is interested in a reunion there, which shouldn't surprise anybody at this point in time. But I won't completely rule it out because they're familiar with one another. It's the same coaching staff. And hell, if plan A, B, C, D, and F fall through, maybe bringing back Mitchell Trubisky on a cheap one-year deal isn't the worst option. Let me be clear. I don't think this is likely. I don't think this is definitely not something I want to happen, but I'll keep him at number 10. It's possible, but half a smoking J. I don't think it's really likely at all. Speaking of unlikely options, and I know I keep getting questions about these guys, Dak Prescott, Cowboys aren't letting him go. Let's be very clear there. Derek Carr, I won't say it's zero smoking J's, but it's like half of one because there's extension talks going on apparently, and I just don't think the Raiders are really shopping him. Jimmy Garoppolo, a little more likely than Carr, but still unlikely. I think the 49ers are going to keep him. If anyone trades for him, look out for the Patriots. And then Matt Ryan with the Falcons. I think Arthur Smith wants to run it with him for at least 1 year. These are guys that maybe their status has changed, but they're very unlikely at this point. At number 9, I've got Ryan Fitzpatrick, set to be a free agent after a couple of seasons with the Miami Dolphins. Actually played pretty well last year before they weirdly went to Tua, which I guess made sense because they wanted to invest in their rookie quarterback. Problem with Fitz, he's going to be 39 this upcoming November. He's not really fixing your issues. I think he's a slight upgrade from Nick Foles. He could be a stopgap quarterback. But you already have that in Foles. This wouldn't really excite me, sure. When Fitz magic strikes, it's a lot of fun, but he's not really the difference maker you're looking for at the quarterback position, not only in the near term, but especially long term. Like I said, he's closing in on 40. Now, how many games would the Bears win with Ryan Fitzpatrick? 17-game schedule. Maybe they're 9-8, maybe they're 10-7, maybe they're 6-11. Who the hell knows? How many games would they win with Fitzpatrick? Number 8, how about Justin Fields? I'm going to bring him in here. Now, he, along with a couple others in the draft, obviously they're trade-up guys, but veteran options continue to no longer be an option. Carson Wentz, he's with the Colts. Matthew Stafford, he's with the Rams. You're losing veteran options at this point, so I'll throw Fields in there. There's been some chatter that he could slide a bit in the draft. Maybe he falls behind Zach Wilson and Trey Lance. I think Wilson is probably QB2 at this point, but we will wait and see. Like I said, going to have to trade up, but maybe a couple weird things happen. Maybe you tag and trade Allen Robinson and go get a guy like Justin Fields. I'll throw him in there at number 8. Lots of draft props are available at BetRivers. There's money to be made all offseason long. When you go to chatsports.com/betil, chatsports.com/betin, get signed up, place some money on whatever it is, NFL, NBA, MLB related. 100% deposit match at sign up. What does that mean? Put down $100. They'll give you $100 for free. You must be within state lines of Indiana or Illinois, hence the 2 links there, chatsports.com/betin, chatsports.com/betil. Get signed up from anywhere, but to place a bet, go to one of those 2 states. I know a lot of you guys watching live in Illinois and Indiana anyway, so go make some money. Okay, top 7 here. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston. I got him at number 7. Obviously a backup last year with the Saints. there is some mutual interest there to bring him back and have him compete with Taysom Hill as the starter next year. That's probably what he would prefer, but what if the Bears are like, we'll throw you $10 million? That's something you got to consider if you're Jameis Winston. I think he's a cheap fallback option. I think it's like, okay, you didn't trade for Watson. You didn't want to trade for Darnold. All the draft guys went too early. Okay, you circle back to Jameis Winston. I think that's kind of what you're looking at here. Probably the top free agent after Dak Prescott, who, like I said, basically isn't a free agent. So Winston's the next guy. Would you sign him? S for sign, P for pass. Ugh, gosh. I really don't want Jameis. I'm going to sign my P for pass, but if a couple of guys fall through, you might have to take a look at a guy like Jameis Winston. Number 6, Teddy Bridgewater. We talked about him recently on a rumor show. I think he would be a slight upgrade from Trubisky. The problem is his cap hit for the next 2 years is $17 million plus. Could you restructure that Foles style? Maybe, but I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is that motivated to restructure his deal, considering this is really the only major contract he's ever signed, because if you remember, he had that major injury when he was with Minnesota, bounced around for a while, and has settled in as the Panthers starter, but there's a little bit of drama. He unfollowed the Panthers recently on Instagram. There's been some talk that the Panthers could draft a quarterback at number 8 overall. They have some interest in Deshaun Watson, which means obviously, if they do either of those two things, Bridgewater is available to trade for. I don't love this idea, but you could do worse than Teddy Bridgewater. Now, regardless of who the quarterback is going to be, as soon as it happens, we're going to cover it here on Chicago Bears Now. Daily Bears videos just for you guys. You see the link on screen. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. And trust me, we don't just talk about quarterbacks. All kinds of coverage, the latest news, draft coverage, rumors. We'll do a mock draft pretty soon as well, free agency targets. All of that and more here on the channel, so hit that big red button and subscribe. Let's go into the top 5 here. Trey Lance, I think I had him at 6 last time. This time I got him at number 5. Similar to Justin Fields, you're probably going to have to trade up for him, but I think there's some unknown, and I think some teams won't have him as high on their board because didn't play football this year at North Dakota State. They had one football game because of their schedule getting wiped out with the COVID and all that stuff. And there's no true NFL combine. So the guy hasn't played a lot of football. He's got a lot of physical tools. But will that scare teams off? Could he slide outside the top 10 and the Bears trade up? It's possible. I got Trey Lance at number 5. Now pick a quarterback prospect. We've talked about 2 of them. Type TL for Trey Lance. Type JF for Justin Fields. Probably rather take Justin Fields. I think there's more known there than Trey Lance. Maybe Lance has more upside, though. Get your votes in, TL or JF. All right, Nick Foles. We'll keep him at number 4. I think you at least have to acknowledge that this is a possibility. As of now, he's the starter, right? He's the starter. He's the only quarterback under contract. Trubisky's a free agent. Tyler Bray's, selling car insurance somewhere. Who knows what he's up to. Struggled in 2020. Can't rule him out, though, because he's under contract and he's making $6-7 million next year, so it's not like he's, making pure backup money that he could start. He could definitely start next year, at least week 1. I don't want this to happen. I don't think this is a good idea, but there could also be a scenario where the Bears draft a Kyle Trask in round 2 or something like that, and Nick Foles starts week 1, and then eventually Trask takes over. I think it's better if he's the backup quarterback. I think he has value in that role, but I'm not rolling him out. He's under contract. That's why I got him in my top 5 at number 4. One last time, maybe, for Nick Foles versus Mitchell Trubisky. I almost combined their names there. MT for Trubisky, NF for Foles. Pick a quarterback. I think Trubisky's better, but I think Foles is more likely for the Bears because, again, he's under contract. We'll see if we ever ask this question again. Knowing this channel, we probably will. Top 3, Deshaun Watson. I had him at 3 last time. I feel like I'm probably being a little overly optimistic here, but the Bears haven't gotten a quarterback yet. I think it's at least possible that they're holding out hope for this possibility. And let's be clear, he's worth waiting for. Deshaun Watson's the one guy where you're like, hey, even if we only have a 10% chance, we should exhaust every option. We should be patient for Deshaun Watson. Like, why rush to trade for a fringe starter or an unproven guy tomorrow instead of waiting even a month for Deshaun Watson? He's worth it. Now, as of now, the Texans are refusing to take calls. They want Watson as their guy, but I think it's pretty clear he's not going to show up to camp. I don't think he's reporting for the Texans, so I do think he'll be in a different uniform next season. I really want Deshaun Watson in Chicago. I know you guys do too. Spam me in the comments if you want Deshaun Watson. Light up the comment section on that one. I hope he's a Bear. I'm praying he's a Bear. Do I think he'll be one? Probably not, but hey, I got him at number 3. I think they're at least going to continue to show interest, and we'll just have to see what happens. Number 2, I had him at 1 last time. Let's go Mac Jones here. I think he's the most realistic draft option with the Bears picking at 20. Not convinced he'll fall to 20, but I think you trade up to like 13 or 14, draft Mac Jones, get ahead of the Patriots there in the draft, and pick the quarterback out of Alabama. He feels like the most realistic option when it comes to the draft. He's rising up boards, though. I mean, a month or two ago, he was still a day 2 guy. Now he might go in the top half of the first round, but still, I think the Bears could get there. They're at pick 20 right now. I think they could get to that 12 range if they need to draft a guy like Mac Jones. I like this idea. You know, I don't want to give up multiple firsts to go up and get him, but could I give up 1 first? Yeah, I could probably swallow my pride and do that for Mac Jones. I think I've seen enough good things out of him where he's worth taking a stab at. I've got him at number 2. The reason I don't have him at 1 is because Sam Darnold, I think if I had to guess right now on who the quarterback would be, I think I would guess Sam Darnold, because I still am in the camp of Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy don't want to throw all their chips at a rookie quarterback because they have to win this year. Now, is Sam Darnold the guy that you think you can win with right away? I'm not convinced of that, but maybe they're like, okay, look, he's got the physical tools. He's been unlucky and unfortunate with the New York Jets with all the circumstances around him. Maybe we believe in ourselves so much that we can fix Sam Darnold. Maybe that's their thought process. And fix him for cheap, by the way. Not like a Carson Wentz where it's like, oh, he's $25 million for the next 4 years. Sam Darnold's cheap. If it doesn't work out, you fire your staff, you try to move Darnold or whatever, and you restart, you're in the same position next year. They'll have to make a decision on their 5th-year extension for Darnold. Now, that would be the one thing that comes into play here, but even then, you could probably move his contract after next season. I got Darnold at 1. I'm not thrilled about it, but if I had to guess, I would guess Sam Darnold at this point. So you guess. Who will be the quarterback in 2021? I'm going to guess Darnold. Let me know what you guys think.